all parents, let's talk about this movie right quick. Directed by Jake Kasdan, this is Red One, stars Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu. The movie comes out this weekend, but I just got out of an early access screening. Oh, and starring J.K. Simmons as Daddy Claus. His name is not Daddy Claus in the movie, but it just feels appropriate. Real talk, full disclaimer. Being a single woman with no children, reviewing family films can be difficult because I treat them like I treat any other movie, whether we're to take them serious or not. But I also want to come at it from the perspective of, is this appropriate for your children? Is this something you want your family to watch? You know, thinking what you as a parent, what you're looking for in a film, and also things you want to avoid. That being said, this is not a children's movie. There's some inappropriate language, women in thong bikinis, alcohol use, whatnot. So yeah, no, this is definitely not for children. I'm not exactly sure who this is for. The plot itself is child friendly. So you have Cal, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is a bodyguard for, Sexy Claus over here, and then Sexy Claus goes missing. Lucy Liu is the head of this organization that monitors, mythical worlds, like Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, Headless Horseman. And they're trying to figure out what happens. Well, as it turns out, this place was hacked. And, the coordinates for where the North Pole is was sent to someone. And they're trying to figure out, okay, well, who hacked it? And they find the dude who hacked it. And it was Jack, played by Chris Evans. So they, snatch him up. They're like, who hired you? And he's like, look it. I don't know who these people are. It's all anonymous. It's all, done via VPNs and, untraceable stuff. I just do the thing, get paid, and go about my business. It's my job to find people. And they're like, ooh, it's your job to find people? Well, you're going to help us find Santa Claus. And then there's a witch and Krampus. There's a bit of a side plot in here, with Jack and his son Dylan. He's a bit of a deadbeat dad, not very involved in his child's life, and his son clearly wants a relationship with his father. It's interesting how a lot of these Christmas movies center that father-son relationship. Thinking about, like the Santa Claus from the 90s with, what's his name? Tim Allen. I don't know, maybe it's the whole, if one man can be there for the whole world in 24 hours, you can be there for your kid. So this movie is PG-13 for a reason. It is not a children's movie. I wouldn't even call it a family movie. I think your middle school boy will get some, hee ha ha moments out of this, but definitely made for people over the age of 12. I don't want people to go into this thinking, oh, we're going to see a fun family Christmas movie. This is not a fun family Christmas movie. I mean, it's a Christmas movie, but I wouldn't take my small child. But at the same time, you know your kid. You know what your kid can handle, what's appropriate for you and your family. So given what I've said, inappropriate language, women in thong bikinis, some alcohol use, or, alluding to alcohol use, I would say, just keep that in mind and think, okay, is this something that's appropriate for my child? Can they handle it? And so on and so forth. Now, is the movie any good? It's all right. It's not bad. It's ridiculous. It's exactly what you expect it to be, but it wasn't that bad. It was funny. Thank God for Chris Evans, though. He is the comic relief in this. He's so funny and so fine. I need him to wear a beard all the time. It feels like this movie is following in the footsteps of Christmas classics. I don't think this is ever going to be a Christmas classic. No one's going to remember this movie in a month, honestly. I don't think this is going to be a cult classic in, 10, 20 years. I could be wrong. I don't think so, though. I think this movie is just largely forgettable. There's nothing about this movie that just stands out culture-wise other than, beef jerky Santa who's got muscles and veins and lifts weights. Bonnie Hunt as Santa Claus tracks, though. She's so cute. Critics are dogging this movie, but I don't think it's that bad. It's entertaining enough, but it's not a masterpiece. It's not a classic. If you miss it this weekend, you're not missing anything. But, nothing major is really coming out this weekend. This is it. This is the big movie that's coming out this weekend. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just okay. It has some fun little moments. I'm not going to remember this movie 2 days from now. But I know this is the time of year where parents and families are looking for, things they can do together, especially with, Thanksgiving around the corner. I know my family, when I was younger, that was something we did Thanksgiving Day and even Christmas Day. We all went to the movies. So looking for a movie that you can see together with the whole family. This is not it. That little special, let's go to the movies together. Just save that for Moana 2. Either way, I don't know what kind of Santa Claus that was. That is not the Santa Claus that came down my chimney. That Santa was parkouring and hang gliding over people's houses. Where I think this movie shines, though, is the message it's trying to send. And it's all about, not so much being a good person, but what it means to be a better person. That it's not something that happens right away, but it's something that happens over time. It takes work, and it's about being consistent, and that it's never too late to want to be better. That we make choices every day, like being on the nice or the naughty list. Like, you don't have to be on the naughty list your whole life. You can always be better. So I think that part was sweet. And using the kind of that father-son subplot to push that along, to help kind of bring that point home, I thought that was kind of sweet. I think this movie's downfall is that it's very mixed in its marketing and messaging, and that there really isn't a clear target audience here. I don't know who they're trying to reach because, again, this is a Christmas film, and Christmas film typically, especially something as goofy as this, is typically a family film, but this is not a family film. It's not a children's film, but the plot itself is too immature for teenagers and adults. That makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to remember it in 2 days.